Well, thank you everyone for coming. We're so see, I used my hands.
My fault.
I know what I keep sipping over here. Hold on to it. Thank you. Movements, but anyway, oh my goodness. Okay, do you want to start by telling us what led you to start this fabulous brand?
Sure. So we are actually coming up on our 10-year anniversary. Thank you very much. It has been a journey, to say the least. Thank you very much for saying that I am the brainchild, but I do not want to take credit at all for anything in this store, because it is truly my co-founder, Miyako, who is, she used to be the head designer at Zach Posen. When I met her back in 2011, I had just come out of a stint in private equity, which was both incredible and totally miserable. I really, at that point, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I kind of ran out of there. I was like, at that point, I had no mortgage, no kids. I was, on my own, and I was like, well, I've always had this idea that clothing for professional women could be better, and nobody out there seems to be making it. And whenever I went to, back in the day, whether it was Bloomingdale's or, your kind of run-of-the-mill contemporary store, I would find a shirt that I was like, oh, I could wear this to work, and then I would turn it around and there'd be a huge gap in the back, and I was like, oh, I cannot wear this to work. It was really, really challenging back then to just find clothing that I thought was appropriate for the workplace, but also stylish. But I knew from the very beginning, I was not the designer. I was very much the customer. And then Miyako, she is Japanese, grew up in Kyoto. I'm half Japanese, I grew up in Tokyo. So a lot of people think we had the Japan connection, but not true. We met through a headhunter in New York City, which is why this city is such a magical place. I don't know, she somehow agreed to come on board and do this with me. So we met in 2011, so it actually, our journey together has been 12 years.
Yeah. It's just so fabulous. As what I do for a living, it's so hard to find elegant, beautiful. I mean, you all know, because y'all end up calling me because you can't find anything to wear. So whenever I find a brand that I'm like, oh, this could work, these clothes would really work, it's so exciting. So,
thank you. Yeah, we do try to focus. Obviously, Miyako is very much an artist, and she has a very, designer centric sensibility. I'm the one who's kind of saying, well, could you make this machine washable, or could this be wrinkle resistant? Because I haven't taken out an iron in 7 years. And then actually, my mother, gosh, I wish I brought her today, because she's visiting from Tokyo, and she would have just gotten such a kick out of this. But I showed my mother this today. So one of these pants. Because she tried this on, and she's much shorter than I am, and she was like, but I have to hem this, right? And I was like, no, you can actually just snap it here. And I'm sorry, I feel like I'm on TV. I'm on the Home Shopping Network right now. You got it too. And so I did this for her, and she was like, oh great, I don't have to take it to the dealer. Anyway, so these are the kind of
that's just one of many things.
Miyako laughed in my face when I suggested it to her, but I was like, I think most women, especially in New York, if you have to switch out of flats to heels,
Oh my God.
or as I do these days, I'm switching out of sneakers to flats. But
Right.
But I think a lot of this practical innovation comes from the fact that I very much see myself as a busy working person. So that really is, our company. It's where fashion meets practical real life needs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. What I want you to tell people about this is how you came up with the name.
Oh, it's named after my mom. But actually the original name, so my mom's nickname in Japanese is Mime. It means eyes, and she has really big eyes, so that was her nickname. That is her nickname. So actually originally it was M.M.LaFleur, but for any of you who speak French, it means grandma, and my last name is French, which means flower. So my French friend was like, wait, so is this brand Grandma Flower? Is that the concept? And I was like, nope, that's not the concept. We're gonna have to judge it up a little bit. And so it ended up becoming, I was just like, what's the easiest thing? And I was like, oh, well, let's just take the two letters from Meme, and it became MM. But we've heard everything. We've heard Madame, Monsieur, Mademoiselle, LaFleur, but it is actually M.M.LaFleur.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Power Casual.
Oh,
Will you tell
yeah.
us what is Power Casual and why
Sure.
is that important to you to create?
Totally. So Power Casual is what we're calling this new dress code, I think, that has really emerged even during the pandemic, but really post-COVID. A lot of customers are coming in now saying, like, I can't really wear the stuff that I wore pre-pandemic. Either because I've put on weight, case in point, or like because the dress codes have changed, right? And I think we've all seen that. A lot of us are doing a hybrid work. I know definitely at our company, Monday, Friday, people are working from home. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we tend to be in the office. And then sometimes even just during the day, you're mixing it up a lot. And so we said, okay, what is this new dress code? And if business casual, if there's business formal, right, which is like kind of traditional suiting, and then you've got business casual, and then there's casual all the way kind of in the most, casual sense, you're wearing jeans and whatever you want, then we think there's this new thing between business casual, and we're calling that power casual. And I would kind of, the most typical look I would say is probably pants and underpinning and a jacket. The jacket I find to be this like incredibly powerful tool. I used to not be a jacket person. Now I've got like 20 jackets in my closet, because I find that like if you put on a jacket, you're suddenly kind of ready for business, and even on Zoom you look very, very chic and put together. And then when you take off the jacket, you could be ready for drinks, or I don't know, in my case, like usually picking up my kids. Right, but it's a really good, I think, signifier for what kind of setting you're in. Anyway, power casual is really this idea that like you could wear the same thing throughout the day. You don't have to change out of it. So that's really what we're talking to our customers about, both in our blog, the M Dash, and also to people like you.
Yeah.
And we always end up by accident like picking out things that are coordinated, but normally we're not like, we don't always dress the same.
I love this.
Immediately saw the dress, and she loved the dress.
So
And then I saw the blazer, and I was like, oh my god.
I know that blazer's the same.
So anyway,
So gorgeous. But even that blazer, you can wear with jeans,
totally.
or you could pair it like this. And we see that a lot just in our sales. Like we actually saw, don't get me wrong, COVID was so tough on our business, and we had to close all of our 7 stores, and now we're opening them up again, including this one, which we're so excited about. But we saw suiting sales pick up again starting last fall, and we were like, are people wearing suits again? And it turned out it's not so much that they're wearing full suit sets, it's that they're buy it like this, and of course for an occasion they'll wear it together, but often they're just wearing the slacks with a knitwear on top, or they're just wearing the jacket with jeans in the bottom. So I think mixing and matching is actually a really fun way to still embrace it.
Like if you wear something like this, like if you are interested in moving up in your job, and you walk in something like this, and everybody else is just sort of in their stuff that they're still going, I think this has been in my closet since 2015.
Yeah.
You walk in and something like this, they're immediately gonna start noticing you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's so easy to wear.
Yeah, thank you.
It's so comfortable, and I just stamped it. I didn't iron it. You know what I'm saying. You don't have to. I guess is what I'm saying. You don't have to. It's fine. Okay. I have another question that I'm supposed to ask, and you guys tell me what it is.
Favorites from the holiday collection.
Favorites from the holiday collection. I really just want to talk about all our favorites.
I know.
But, okay. But first, tell us about your favorites. Tell us about the holiday collection.
Okay, holiday collection is kind of all over the store, I'm noticing, but
And Maria, would you like to come?
Okay.
Yeah. Maria's outfit.
Oh, actually,
got
I
a
realized-
sweatshirt.
I know.
Oh yeah, this sweatshirt. So this is so we have this particular material called the Jardigan, which we've been making with a particular factory.
You're welcome to
feel
like
me.
your favorite.
Spring River. So this one, our best-selling item
Have it in green.
ever. Oh, thank you. Is what is called the Jardigan. Thank you. And where?
There's a baby one. Oh, do you have one?
Oh, thank you. Oh, sorry, this is Nicole, this is our store manager. So this is our absolutely best-selling item. It has been for, years now. And it's incredibly stretchy, and we call it a Jardigan because it's a jacket meets cardigan, right? It has like kind of the stretchiness of a cardigan, but it really
Oh yeah, it's great. And
And then we've got this in the holiday edition. So Maria's wearing the sweatshirt. sweatshirt. So again, I know it doesn't look like the same thing, but it's the same yarn. And then we've got it in this holiday arrangement for green. So I think,
Gorgeous, the green.
right, if you're just going to like a casual holiday party, this is great. But I honestly, I mean, I would just wear this with jeans even on a regular
Oh,
day.
totally.
You
That
tried
with
this on
jeans.
and it looks stunning.
Yeah, and also
Yeah.
just with a silk cami and a
Yeah.
leather pant and a, you know, as she was just saying, she has so much of this stuff already.
Oh, great.
She loves
Excellent.
her
We love a
jargon.
customer.
I have three, well, I have one Morandi and two Jardigans, I guess the wolf and the.
Oh, you really do know your jargon.
Yes,
Yes,
correct.
This is a Merit. This is a Merit Jardigan. But
So cute.
so this is it, and then this is technically not from the holiday collection, but I'm laughing because. So Maria, coincidentally, we are both wearing this, and then we had our exec team offsite on Monday and Tuesday, and 4 out of my 6 executives showed up in this
I mean, I
getup.
love but don't you wear
So-
this sweater too, like with that silk skirt? Didn't you tell me
Yes,
that?
you,
It looks
yes,
so pretty
but
on
you
her.
with the
Oh,
mini
yeah.
dress, yeah.
Where,
Which
so we've got
we
also
do
silk
have.
charmeuse, which is all machine washable. So let me just see if we can pull that up. Oh yeah, it's in the sale rack, so you should definitely grab that. But this is machine washable, and I know if any of you are throwing casual home holiday parties, because I think that is now the move, right? Maybe we're not doing the
Yeah.
big cocktail, big party, but like you're having friends over. What I would do is I would wear this, and then I would actually put a cashmere sweater on top of it. And so you kind of get the luxurious holiday feel, but then it's like, oh, I'm Gwyneth Paltrow just like lounging in my Santa Barbara home.
Yes,
That's what we're going
yes,
for.
yes.
So I highly recommend
And then you can
this.
dress it up with don't you have a sparkly jardigan like that same color?
Yeah, this is how
But
I
this
wore
color.
this.
Oh, yes, there's also the wolf ones.
If you go onto our site, you'll see actually one of our models wearing this on
Yeah.
top of this. and
This was also
I
what
highly
Sarah wore
recommend
to a
it.
great dinner last week.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Awesome.
That's right.
Do you wanna talk about Yonatomi?
And you're totally
Sure.
comfortable.
Yeah, no, you're right. I would not be honoring my Japanese heritage if I don't introduce this jacket. This is another one of our best-selling jackets. We make it with a very small factory in Japan called Yonatomi. A lot of people say it's kind of reminiscent of the Chanel Duplé
right.
jacket, but just take a 0 off the prices and that's probably,
Or two.
what we're, or 2 offering it at. But it really is kind of one of those heirloom pieces. I wear this with jeans usually. I mean, of course you can wear it with black pants, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
But I think if you're going out, for dinner and you just want to look a little nicer, like step things up a little bit, I think this is always just the jacket I reach for.
Cute.
And then don't wear anything under it.
Oh.
It's just,
Alluring.
it's just
let it
just tastefully done,
Yes. Yes.
So that is what I would recommend. But this comes in many shapes and sizes, and I just really wanted I can pass this around and show you the yarn and the fabrication, because it really is like artisanal quality stuff.
And then as far as basics, so one of the things that I always look for my clients, which seems like it'd be so easy to find, but it's just a nice basic black pant. And so the Foster is just amazing. I
It is
just
the
got my first
go-to.
pair.
Excellent!
Love it so much.
You were actually wearing the Foster, so this is great. Thank you for demonstrating. Thank
And you have the buttons.
Yeah, you've got
So
the
I
buttons
did not need
too.
these hemmed.
Right, so you
That's
can roll
great.
it up if you want to, and then
So it can be.
And they're
we've
machine
got-
washable.
And they're machine
Oh my
washable. I wanted the copy team to put this on, and they said that's just not appropriate, but I do.
tell this story.
Sorry. Oh, I'm not gonna tell that story.
Okay.
That's inappropriate, Maria. I don't know what you're talking about. I think these pants they just make your butt look better.
Oh, yeah, that's what they said, we're not supposed to say, but they just
They
suck you
just
up.
really, okay, and then my favorite
But
part,
they
this is
travel
actually,
well, don't
they
they?
travel incredibly well, they do not wrinkle. My request to Miyako for this was I was like, when I have a big lunch, I hate like it when my belly hangs over, the creases that leaves on my stomach. I am just like, I'm done with that. And so she actually created pants that they don't actually have a waistband. I don't know if you can tell. So, but as a result, it just basically stretches out with you throughout the day.
That's why.
So these are great pants. I mean,
They
of course,
really
they're
are. And they would be
look
so
great,
cute
but
with this.
yeah, that
And
is
did you
kind of.
tell them about your print of your shirt?
The 10th anniversary.
Oh yeah, this is part of our. Oh yeah, I know. This is
Or
like
this
when the
and the-
outfit matches the sofa, right?
January.
Well, this is one of our new exclusive prints. It's become our signature print, so you're just kind of gonna see it anywhere. But this we released in fall, and I was actually like, oh, it's like kind of, it's holiday.
Could be,
It could be holiday, right? So all right, did I get through most of that?
Yes.
Yes, yes. Did you have one last
I
question?
just, do y'all have questions?
You wanna,
Anyone?
you have a founder of a company here, anybody that's
Oh my
considering
gosh.
doing that?
Harvard
or-
grad, we've got a smart cookie in front of us.
Like,
And a
peaked in
mom,
high school.
no,
Yeah.
and a mommy
Down
of 3, all
there.
under what? All under 3?
Yeah, all under 3. They're 2 years old.
Perfect, yeah.
How did you all meet?
That's actually a
I
good
know, I can't
question.
remember.
So we reached out to actually have Sarah on the podcast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So lucky
that
for
was the
us.
first time we
Right.
all talked.
But I'd never done something. I had done podcasts with
Right.
like friends. I'd
Right,
even
right.
done one with sisters, but I'd never been on a podcast with a mother-daughter. And actually, I think
Right.
we talked about this, but like one of my favorite stats whenever I,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
talking to department stores or even investors, is we have equal age distribution between women, customers aged 25 to 65. So I think most brands usually, they're lopsided. They're either for a younger customer or an older customer, and we are literally, like, it's almost kind of uncanny how equally distributed it is.
Yes.
And we loved that because I think it meant like, okay, first of all, we probably have a lot of mother-daughter shoppers.
Well, it means a lot to me too, and I'm
Yeah.
shopping. It's one store, which doesn't matter to the age of my client.
Totally.
I know, and I
Yeah.
do have people my age. I mean, someone said the other day, they went into a store and someone said, are you in here shopping for your daughter? And she was like, I'll never
Weird.
go back to
Yeah,
that.
totally.
But at a store like this, you can see both things.
Yeah. For
It-
sure.
It's great. I
So
think it is.
we love it. We've
Yeah.
received many photos of 3 generations posing together in M&M. Yeah, it always makes my
Right.
day.
And I want everybody to get to look at the clothes and everything. I wanted to ask you real quick, so do you wanna talk about, I feel like you have things in your store and that you surround yourself with that, tell a little bit about yourself.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Like
And
your.
support
the
The
Wendy.
McNally Jackson. Do you guys know McNally Jackson? It's a fabulous bookstore. I think the original store is on Prince Street. Anyway, when I used to be in management consulting, I would work out of that bookstore, and I would always see Sarah McNally chasing around her then very small son, who she now said I think is heading off to college. But I just loved her bookstore, and it's an independent bookstore, and I was gonna say I'm an avid reader. I used to be an avid
Right,
reader.
right.
You know, I just like
3
fall
kids under
asleep
3,
as I
right.
turn the page. But we wanted to do a collaboration really featuring female authors who had written phenomenal books. So we've got Toni Morrison up there, who needs no introduction, but I do want to call your attention to the one below that, by Tori Henwood Hohen, The Arc. She was actually a founding employee at our company.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and she was with the company for about 8 years and then left saying that she wanted to be a writer. And lo and behold, 3 years later, she published this book, and she's been, it's coming out as a Netflix series.
Oh, wow.
So she has done very well.
Wow.
It is an amazing rom-com, but with a slight sci-fi twist. It is so good. Highly
That's so
recommend it.
great.
But lots of other great female authors up there as well, so please do take a look.
I love your collaborations.
Thank you.
Obsessed with my pajamas from
Oh yeah,
Petite
Petite
Plume.
Plume.
And
Okay,
I had never
yeah.
heard of Petite
Oh, Petite Plume.
before.
Have you all seen the photo with President Michelle Obama with Prince George, like in his
No.
pajamas with Kate Middleton? Like,
Uh-huh.
in the background.
I don't
You guys
think
don't read
so.
the Daily Mail? That's Anyway, when Prince George met President Obama, he was wearing pajamas, which I was like, interesting choice. However, he was wearing these pajamas from a brand called Petite Plume. They're a Chicago-based brand, and they make phenomenal pajamas. And I have since gotten to know the founder, who I adore, and I'm not breaking any secrets here, but she did just come out with this, the Wall Street Journal. But I remember when she told me maybe a year ago, I was like, excuse me? She used to be an undercover agent for the CIA, working in Iraq, Afghanistan, and many parts of Africa, and has 4 boys. Almost died in a plane crash, which is when she decided that she was going to start a pajama business. So from undercover CIA counterterrorism agent to owner of pajama company.
That I'm obsessed with.
Yes, that I am
Mom
obsessed
is in them
with.
every night.
Great.
I can walk in the door, here's BB in the bed, in the little
No, I'm not always in the
pajamas.
bed. I like
Well, I
to wear
come
them
in the-
everywhere.
Yeah.
There, because a lot
Very
of pajamas make
comfortable.
me hot.
No, totally. It's
And they don't, but they
it's
feel
Pima
like flannel,
cotton.
but
It's
it's
incredibly
very
soft.
good. If you're looking for a gift for anybody or for yourself,
Yeah, pajamas.
highly recommend those
I live in
pajamas.
those, so
Yeah.
highly recommend, and phenomenal founder to
Yes,
boot.
yes.
Okay,
So-
do you want to just quickly talk about the RBG collar?
Oh
and
my
then
gosh,
I know we
yes.
all want to chat and mingle,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah,
we get to
it
meet
is.
Sarah.
It is a kind of this is kind of, thank you. You guys know all the fun stories.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so Justice Ginsburg, for her 20th anniversary on the Supreme Court, which I think also coincided with her 80th birthday, her clerks wanted to give her a custom-made jabot. I don't know if you know this, but she used to wear signature jabots or necklaces, depending on whether she was dissenting or reading the winning opinion. And so she had the dissent collar, and I can't remember what she called the other collar. Any lawyers? No? Okay. So she had so many beautiful collars, and that was her accessory. A lawyer just walked in.
You need to hear this story.
So anyway, for her 20th anniversary, one of her clerks came to us. The real backstory?
Yes.
The real backstory is that they initially approached Tory Burch about making
Ooh.
this. And of course, somehow Vogue got involved, and they were gonna do a big press thing about it. And they said, no, we don't want this to be a big press moment. We want this to be like an intimate moment. So let's go to this unknown brand. And that's basically what happened. But we were, so honored to get the call. And so Miyako, we went down to the Supreme Court. I've never been more nervous in my entire life. And we met with Justice Ginsburg and fitted the collar on her. And this concept that, again, Miyako will explain it better than I do, but so her husband, I think at one point was asked, how does it feel to be Mr. Ginsburg? And he said, it's great, and then the reporter said, well, but you've made so many sacrifices in your career, so that she could be, essentially the star of the family. And he said, it's not sacrifice, it's family, which was just such a memorable quote. And so we got that embroidered here in the quote, and then these 4 layers here are meant to symbolize her family. So this floral one on the top is Justice Ginsburg. The second one here is a tie from her husband, symbolizing her husband, and then the bottom 2 layers are her kids, her 2 kids. And so the clerks presented that to her. And then it actually got picked up by, this is after she passed away, National Geographic ended up photographing it. So it was in a huge spread in the National Geographic, and is now actually going to a museum.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was a really incredible moment and an incredible story.
And y'all have to listen to the podcast because there's so much more seriously about women running for office and all the phenomenal things that you do.
Yes, thank you.
Oh my gosh. We are obsessed with the brand. You'll see me on Instagram and Mom too.
My
Constantly in
pajamas.
the clothes. Anytime I want to feel like a powerful, fabulous female, I will put on M.M.LaFleur.
Yes, thank you so very much. You are such an incredible duo.
Oh gosh, thanks.
And honestly, I do actually work with my mother. I should plug that.
Oh, that's
The
right.
jewelry here
Yeah,
is
that's
from my
right.
mother.
I was
But
telling
I
somebody about
really, we I want to kill her when we fight together
Right.
and when we work together.
Right.
So there are people at the company who serve as intermediaries between the two of us.
We
So
don't have-
it inspires me
have an intermediary.
that you
I know one. I'm
run
just
this
kidding.
business together. It
Yes.
is wonderful. So
Yes.
thank you so much for having
Yes,
me on your
absolutely.
podcast
We
and
love it.
including us tonight.
Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh.
Yeah, it's beautiful, very looking forward, whole, yummy, hors d'oeuvre tray and everything. So.
Welcome to all of you.